What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to some more World War II Beta gameplay. This is exclusive early footage that I was able to capture at the Sledgehammer studio last week. Big thank you to Activision for flying me out and putting me up at the hotel for this event. So I was there with a bunch of other YouTubers. We got to play and record for over 3 hours. And if you guys already missed it, I uploaded a gameplay on Gibraltar, which is one of the newer maps that's been released. And in that particular video, I talked about my top 3 favorite guns in the beta build of the game. Now today, I wanted to cover a whole lot more than just those top 3 guns. I wanted to share everything that we're going to be seeing at least at the beginning of the beta of CoD World War II. A lot of people have been asking me how many guns will there be, what are those guns, what kind of attachments will I have access to, basic training skills, which are kind of like the perks, which ones of those are we going to see, as well as maps and modes, which a lot of you guys probably already know about the maps and modes. Mainly we're going to be focusing on guns and attachments and basic training skills for this. Now keep in mind, I'm not actually allowed to show any of the menu footage, even though I have it recorded here. I'm actually looking at it and referencing it, so I know that I'm being 100% accurate, but I can't actually share that in this video. So just keep in mind, it is definitely accurate, but I'm not going to be able to have all the visuals on the screen for you guys. Also, just a quick note about the gameplay here. We've got a hardpoint match on Pointe, which is actually so far my favorite map, I think. I really did enjoy this map. And I think I played the best on this map compared to the other ones. But this was a hardpoint match that I really enjoyed myself with. I ended up leading the team. Keeping in mind, I am playing against other YouTubers, so of course I'm not dropping like crazy kill streaks or anything like that. But I did pretty well with the PPSH, and I quite enjoyed myself this game. Alright, so let's hop right into all the content we're going to see. Let's get the basic stuff out of the way first. We're going to be seeing 3 multiplayer maps. So we've got this one, which is Pointe. We've got Gibraltar, like I mentioned, where I already uploaded a gameplay on my channel earlier. And we've got Ardennes Forest, which is that winter, snowy sort of map. You'll be seeing gameplay from me coming within the next couple days on my channel. In addition to this, we're also getting a war map, which is Operation Breakout. Just in case you guys don't know, war is that completely different multiplayer game mode where it's kind of separate from the rest of multiplayer. You don't get your score streaks. Like, a lot of things change in that mode, including the map. The map is completely unique to the war game mode. So that's what we're going to be seeing for maps. But based on our experience with previous betas in Call of Duty, so Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare's betas, they may end up surprising us later on as the beta goes on with another map. I wouldn't be surprised if they did this, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do this. So just know there may be another map coming in the beta. That's not based on any inside information that I know or anything. It's just speculation at this point. As for game modes, we're going to have access to Team Deathmatch, Domination, Hardpoint. It looks like we might also have a Mosh Pit playlist thrown in there as well. At least in the build that we played, there was a Mosh Pit playlist thrown in. And we're going to have access to the War mode as well. Again, maybe down the road they're going to be adding a different mode throughout the beta, but I don't know and I wouldn't necessarily count on it. So now let's get into the guns. This is what a lot of you guys are probably here for. Let's start it off with the rifles. First off, we've got access to a rifle we haven't seen before in the alpha build of the game. This is the M1941 Johnson. This is a full auto rifle. It seems to have a relatively fast fire rate. I didn't use it a ton in this build. I played around with it, I think, for like a few kills, and that was about it. But we've got access to that. We've got access to, obviously, the M1 Garand, kind of a staple in a World War II Call of Duty game. And we also have access to the STG-44, which is unlocked a little bit later. Keeping in mind, with the beta, you're actually going to be starting at level 1 and working through your progression. But there is also a default class that has the STG-44 on it, so if you want to hop in and use the STG-44 right away, you can just use that default class. Getting into the submachine guns, first off we've got the grease gun, which you guys have probably seen some gameplay of already. There was a little bit on my Gibraltar gameplay yesterday. We've also got the PPSH, which you're seeing me use throughout this gameplay right here, and it's an absolute beast. Make sure you give this gun a go, especially if you like SMGs. I love this gun. It's one of my favorite guns in the game so far. And also the Type 100. The Type 100 is another one of my personal favorites in this game. I really like the SMGs in CoD World War II. Getting into LMGs, we've got the Lewis, the MG15, and the Bren. I don't really have much to say about these because I actually didn't play with LMGs at all. I was just trying to stay fast-paced and on my toes while playing against other YouTubers, so LMGs were kind of out of the question, it seemed like. But we do have 3 LMGs coming to the game. For sniper rifles, in the beta build of the game, we have access to 2 sniper rifles, and this is the Carabin as well as the Commonwealth. Keep in mind, the one you unlock first is the Carabin. This is a semi-auto sniper rifle, and I believe it requires you to get a headshot in order to get a one-shot kill on a full health enemy. So I wasn't really a fan of that too much, but the Commonwealth, that is basically the quick-scoping sniper rifle of this game, so if you're a sniper and you're into those one-shot kills, make sure you're using that Commonwealth. As for shotguns, we've got the Winchester 1897, and this is kind of the standard pump-action shotgun of this game. We've also got the M30 Luftwaffe Drilling, which is a double-barreled side-by-side shotgun. And this one actually seemed relatively powerful, although the reload time kind of sucks. And then finally, we've got the toggle action, which is a semi-automatic shotgun. I didn't get a chance to unlock that one at all and use it, but overall, the shotguns seem to be okay in this build of the game. Not too weak, but also not overly powerful in my opinion. So finally, we have the pistols, and the only pistol we actually have access to is the P08. Now keep in mind, with all of these weapons, that's 15 total if we include the pistol, there may be more of these added as we go along throughout the beta. With the betas that we've seen in the past, they always have a level cap, and they keep moving that level cap up once a lot of people start catching up, because they want to keep people on a relatively level playing field. So all of these guns and everything that I've shared so far, this is going to be within the first section of the level cap, assuming they follow this route again, which I think they will. So it seems likely to me, or at least very possible to me, that we will be seeing some more guns added later on in the beta, but as it is right now, we have access to 15 guns when the beta first drops. As for the equipment we have access to in the beta, for non-lethals we have access to a concussion grenade, which I actually enjoyed quite a bit. Just keep in mind with these concussion grenades, there's quite a bit of delay before they actually go off, so just keep that in mind. In addition to that, we have smoke grenades, and that's it for our non-lethals. For our lethals, we have a frag grenade, and we also have a sticky grenade, so we've got kind of like a frag and a Semtex type grenade. For attachments, it's pretty much all the basics. We've got the standard like quick draw, grip, advanced rifling, rapid fire, extended mags, FMJ, and we have access to the reflex sight, which is, I believe, what they were calling the NIDAR sight back in the alpha of the game. It's now called the reflex sight. And there's also a lens sight. Now the lens sight is like a very low zoom sort of thing, and it seems to be like just slightly better than iron sights, but I really liked it on some of the SMGs. And then also for the assault rifles, LMGs, and sniper rifles, we have access to the 4X Optic. This is one that I didn't get a chance to use at all, but it is going to be zoomed in quite a bit more. It's going to be somewhat similar to like an ACOG sight, for instance. As for our basic training skills, which like I said, they're kind of like the perks of this game. You only get one of these on your class though. We actually have access to 10 of these at the launch of the beta. Now the first 3 that we have unlocked by default are going to be launched, which basically just replaces your pistol with a launcher because we don't actually select a launcher on our class. You select this basic training skill and it gives you a launcher, and those launchers are replenished by killing enemies with scavenger basically. So it's kind of like a scavenger pack that just works for the launcher. We also get lookout, and with lookout, enemy targets will appear from farther away, kind of like marksman in Infinite Warfare, and you also get increased minimap coverage with this basic skill. The next one is called Forage, and this is basically just scavenger, so when you kill enemies, you can run over their body, pick up a pack, and that will give you more ammo. But this will also allow you to swap weapons faster. And so far, those are the only ones that I have the descriptions for offhand from the menu system here, because all the other ones were locked at the time where I was going through the menu, and when they're locked, they don't actually give you the perk description. But just know that we have 10 basic training skills that we can unlock when the beta first launches. And with that, I think it's time to wrap this up. I shared pretty much everything you have access to. Keep in mind, you also have access to 5 custom classes as well as 5 default classes. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that because I've got some Ardennes Forest coming up soon, as well as some gameplay on the war map, Operation Breakout. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Two hard points, flash out the enemy! Point is being overrun. Need reinforcements. Targets. Recon airborne. Searching for targets. Hardpoint is being overrun. Need reinforcements. Dropping Fritz X-bomb. Great work! They are in full retreat!